Congratulations! You found the Santu Pirls Stock Market Commentary for Sunday, August 30th, 2015. Market breadth. With this past week's market advance, our bull-bear point and figure ratio rose from 0.25 to 0.78, still within bearish territory. The total count of securities in bullish or bearish patterns fell 8% to 3,238. The count of bearish stocks decreased 36%, while the count of stocks in bullish patterns increased 103%. The Santu Pirls PNF Market Breadth Summary Chart shows us a market now 14 consecutive weeks in bearish territory. Paid subscribers have access to the OpenOffice Calc data from which the chart is generated. You may become a paid subscriber by visiting s2pmarketsignal.com, clicking Membership, clicking Register, and following the prompts. The well-known market breadth indicator, the Nasdaq McClellan Summation Index, fell 179 points for the 18th decline in 30 weeks. At a negative 856.36 points, it continues below all 8 tops above plus 100 and has now broken below the October 2014 bottom, continuing below all 4 bottoms below minus 100 in the last 3 years, and appears to be in the process of forming a new bottom. Volume analysis. In this week's volume analysis, the Nasdaq Composite Index ended in distribution mode with average daily volume higher than the prior week. In the last 2 weeks, the Nasdaq had 2 accumulation days and 4 distribution days. Accumulation days are counted when the index closes up on higher volume than the prior market day, while distribution days occur when the index closes down on volume higher than the prior market day. Last week, the Nasdaq ended in distribution mode on higher average daily volume. Momentum. The Woody's CCI 20 daily, in a Woody's downtrend, rose to minus 51.89 from last week's minus 364.03. It is just outside the plus or minus 50 range required for a valid zero-line reject short entry signal. In Woody's CCI trading system, 6 consecutive bars above or below zero are required for a change of trend. The weekly CCI 20 of the Nasdaq Composite Index began a Woody's uptrend 58 weeks ago, while the daily CCI 20 began a Woody's downtrend 2 weeks ago. The CCI 20 weekly declined further from last week's minus 239.2 to minus 333.37 and now has 3 consecutive weeks below zero. Industry rotation the last 2 weeks. Only one of the top 5 industries is positive, and all of the bottom 5 are negative. Bullish S&P retail continues in the top 5. Computer hardware has entered the top 5. Disk drives and semis have left the bottom 5. Gold and silver has left the top 5. Bearish brokers continues in the bottom 5. KBW Bank has entered the bottom 5. REITs has left the top 5. Oil Services has left the bottom 5, has entered, and now leads the top 5. Focus this week from www.zerohedge.com by Tyler Durden. It's official. China confirms it has begun liquidating Treasuries, warns Washington. Some key points are the following. China has likely sold somewhere on the order of $100 billion in U.S. Treasuries in the past 2 weeks alone in open FX ops to steady the yuan. Put simply, as part of China's devaluation and subsequent attempts to contain said devaluation, China has begun purging an epic amount of treasuries. Bloomberg confirms China has cut its holdings of U.S. treasuries this month to raise dollars needed to support the yuan in the wake of a shock devaluation 2 weeks ago, according to people familiar with the matter. Now that what has been glaringly obvious for at least 6 months has been given the official mainstream stamp of fact-based approval, the all clear has been given for rampant speculation on what exactly this means for U.S. monetary policy. The only way to prevent China and EMUST liquidation from, as Citi puts it, quote, choking off the U.S. housing market, end quote, and exerting a kind of forced tightening via the UST transmission channel, will be for the FOMC to usher in QE4. Thank you for tuning in for this week's Sand to Pirls Stock Market Commentary, featuring the proprietary bull-bear point and figure ratio market breadth summary chart, compiled by Donald Pearl, www.s2pmarketsignal.com. Hoping that you are enjoying a peaceful and pleasant weekend, that you are anticipating a great week coming up, and wishing you true success.